Good afternoon, friends. Today is Wednesday, October 17th, 2025, and I'm Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and welcome to my craft studio. Today we are gonna get inspired to create a beautiful project with that you can maybe use for Thanksgiving or maybe a fall little gift that you need. We're going to make a homemade box today. So hopefully you're going to leave inspired to go and create and share your creations with somebody that you love. So let's come on in and say hello if you're new to my channel so I can welcome you. And if not, hit that subscribe button and also sign up for my newsletter. I don't know about a tutorial for this. I can probably do a tutorial for this one, but you might want to watch the video that goes along with this, which I always add the QR code to the tutorial PDF, so that helps you find the video with ease. And yeah, so let's get started, whether nobody's joining it or not. Okay. So today we are using from the September 25 online exclusives. We're going to be using the Gathering Together suite again. We used that on Wednesday to create these beautiful cards right here. I think this is the one I demoed right here, but they're all made the same way with the same size designer paper mats and same size branching out die, and of course this is the die. The maple leaf is from the bundle. Okay, so these are the cards that I made using that suite. Well, that's a duplicate. That's the one I made. And here's this one. This one's my favorite right here, I think. I love this new earthen toned, I think they call it foil. Okay, all right, so you can check out Wednesday's video if you missed that. So we're going to use the Greeting Grateful for You from the Artistic Leaves stamp set. And here's those branching out dies. I love the dies in here. And then here's that Gathering Moments bundle. So this die cut right here could also, it's like a two thing. You could just stamp out if you didn't want to have the dots in there. Just to stamp out the outline image, okay? Or you can add that in there and stamp it or die cut it so you get this look with it, with all those perforations. And you could even sew a little bit of linen thread in and out of those too if you really want that homemade texture look. And then they also have a larger oak leaf as well that does the same thing. And the other die cut the stamped images in the stamp set. Okay, so let's get started. Now, have you ever made a homemade box? It's not as hard as you think. I think it's one of those things where you really need to make it more than once and just keep trying until you get it. All right, so let me share with you. So this is the box that was one of our favorites at our retreat, my team retreat a couple weeks ago. And inside the box, so this was at their place settings. It was a great way to gift their liquid glue. We filled up a small dispenser with the Tombow, and they got a sheet of dimensionals to help complete their projects. So how did I create that? This was like my own design, and I just played around with it. I knew I wanted it high enough so it would cover the height of the glue bottle, and big enough to also fit the sheet of dimensionals. So I just kind of really started with the sheet of dimensionals, what size that was, and added a few inches. So you're going to go, or 1/4 of an inch. So you're going to measure your dimensionals just like this, okay? Whatever you're starting with. You can kind of work with your grid paper a little bit too to kind of give you an idea. And then you need to know how high you want it to be, okay? How long and how wide. And so these are 1 1/4 inch height boxes. And you can, what was I going to say? That's okay, Aunt Sally. We're good. Nope. No, thank you. So the height is 1 1/4. Sorry about that, guys. height is 1 1/4, so I just added 1 1/4 on all 4 sides so that the edges would be the same height, okay? And then just kind of went from there. Now the top is a little bit of a different story, okay? Okay, everybody's calling about it's cruising night. So, okay, so and now I wanted to show a little bit of this color right here. Okay, so so I wanted to make my dimension here a lot smaller. I didn't want this to be 1 1/4 inches. So this is 3/4 of an inch width. So let's get started, and you're gonna kind of understand it as we make this box. And hi, Kathy, welcome. Okay, so let's move this out of the way and let's pull in. Here's what we're going to need for this project. Let me grab my cheat sheet here. And all right, what did I do with my trimmer? Oh, okay, here we go. You need a paper trimmer for this, one that cuts. So we're going to start out with some early espresso. This is the design that we're going to work with. Okay, so we're going to start out with early espresso, and this is going to be 6 1/2 inches wide and 7 inches tall. That's the size of my box. Okay, as you can see, here's a pack of dimensionals right here. It's the same size as what I just shared with you. Okay, so I figured out what this center box will be and then added in my height. Okay, hi Sharon, welcome. So we're going to score 1 1/4 inches on all 4 sides. Okay, so you just kind of work it around, 1 1/4 inches. Okay, there we go. And I've already kind of pre-scored this. That's why I'm going so fast. Okay, so we've scored our box. So we're going to take our scissors. This is the 6 1/2. I'm going to cut my flaps on the 6 1/2 inch sides. So I'm going to go make my cut straight. So this piece here is going to be square, okay? This I'm not so worried about, but I want to make sure I cut a nice straight line up to here, okay? Up to my score line. So I'm going to cut there. So I've created some flaps here, okay? And I'm going to just trim off. I'm going to V the flap here a little bit. So that way it gets rid of a little bit of that bulk when we go to adhere our flaps to the inside of our box, okay? Just kind of keeps it away from the seam. So we're gonna flip it around. This is still the 6 1/2 inch side. And I'm gonna try to cut as straight as I can on this side. Nice straight mark on that score line. So we're gonna do a small little V, nothing huge. Just helps take that bulk away, all right? Okay, so here's the bottom. Now let's do our top. So our top is a little bit smaller because I don't need the sides as tall. So now we're going to go 6 inches, and I played around with the top size a little bit. So you might want to like maybe use some copy paper or some scrap paper just to get the feel of what you want, okay? So the inside circumference is still the same, all right? So when you kind of start thinking about it, you could measure the side of your box about how far down you want it to go, all right? That kind of helps you and take that off the length of it. But we're gonna still score. We still wanna make sure we maintain that size inside. But the only thing we need to do is we have to make sure that our box lid fits over the top of the box bottom. You can see there's a little bit of extra room there, okay? Not a lot, just a little bit. And you can do that by, we know we want a 3/4 inch drop, okay? So we're gonna go down to the 3/4 inch thing. And here, I don't know if you guys can see on this ruler here. Let me get a piercing tool here. Okay, so here's our 3/4 inch line, right? And then the next line over is 11/16, okay? It's the 16th mark. So we want to score in between 3/4 and that 11/16, and that gives just enough wiggle room for us, for the box to fit on snugly, but not too snugly, okay? So it's like perfect. It just has to be a hair below that 3/4 inch line, okay? Let me see if I bring my trimmer up, if you guys can see this. I don't know, will it close? No, that does it there. Why don't I do a 3/4 over here? All right, so 3/4, I want to just go below. No, that doesn't show it very well. Maybe I can zoom in more. Hang on, let's see if I can zoom in more, okay? Whoa, that does zoom in quite a ways, doesn't it? Can you guys see that? So there's the 3/4. Okay, we're right on the 3/4 line, and we're gonna just back it up just a hair. All right, let me go to the 11/16. There's the 11/16. Can you see down here? That's 3/4, this line right here, and then there's the 11/16. So, and that's 3/4 right there. We want to go in between those two lines. See how I just only have that little tiny space now. That really did zoom in good. I'm so happy. So I hope this helps you, you know, make a box on your own, okay? I hope seeing that little bit. Okay, let's zoom back. Let's go back out again. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to include, maybe I can include a picture in my next, I'll figure it out, a way for you to use this ruler. Or if you come to my class, I'm going to be handing these out to my next class, okay? At any classes that I have coming up. Just remember to ask me for it, okay? Okay, so we're going to go just a hair below the 3/4, which I've already done on all 4 sides, okay? So let's go. We're done with our trimmer. So let's do our tabs now. So this is the 5.5 inch side. This is 6 inches. So we're gonna make our tabs the same way. You're gonna just cut in, make the little tab on, you know, little cut on the tab. And let's do this. Whoops, I didn't get that straight. Do a tap there. And let's do this. Okay, we got that. Now we're ready to put this box together. So let's see, where did I put liquid glue? I need a bottle of liquid glue. I kind of shoved it in there. Okay, how is everybody today? So, not really much going on. The only thing that's going on with Stampin' Up is our join special offer. So make sure you know about that. It's either a $35 offer or a $99 offer. $35 gets you $125 in free product, which is really amazing, and free shipping, or the $125 gets you $189. So I would love for you to join my team and be part of my community. My team community. We love to have new members. Okay, I think we're good. So what I like to do is simply go all the way around on all 4 tabs, okay? The glue's not going to dry that fast, and if it does, then it's going to come a nice strong glue dot. Okay, so let's do this. Don't over glue because you don't need a ton. This glue is so strong. And then finally, our 4th one. You could get fancy and put a sheet on the inside as well. Now we're gonna do, when you're doing your corners, just make sure you get a nice 90-degree angle there, okay? And let's do this. Okay, there we go. I feel like this one's off a little bit. Let's just There we go. Okay, isn't that a cute box? I like making boxes. So let's do the same with our top and add our adhesive. So what could you put in this box? Gifts. It could be hold some jewelry. It could hold some stamping supplies. It could candy. Maybe you like to make oh, what's that Thanksgiving mix that you make for people at Thanksgiving? It could be a wonderful little box at each place setting filled with that Thanksgiving mix. It could be a lot of things. You could do it in a Christmas theme or a birthday theme. There are so many endless possibilities. Okay. Here we go. Let me know if you've made a box before. Okay, here's the true test. Is it going to fit good? See, this is where you want to make sure. Look at that. It fits perfectly. Nice and tight, you know, but not too loose as well. I love it. Okay, let's decorate this top. So I've already die cut one of the branching out labels and used that new embossing folder, which is called, this is the from the November online exclusive, so a little sneak peek, but if you take advantage of the join special, you could add this to your starter kit. It's called the Beautiful Pattern, and I love it. Can you see that pattern on there? It's beautiful. It's nice and petite, nice, great background type of pattern. So let's add some liquid glue on with this right here. There we go. We're gonna I tried to not cover up this beautiful paper because this fall paper is just lovely. Okay, let's add some dimensionals here. I'm gonna trim up some of these side pieces. Let's do that. We've had a beautiful day today. The sun's been shining today, and not as windy, which I love. The wind's been a lot nicer. That wind has been chilly the last few days. Okay. Let's do this. I know I'm probably overkilling it with the dimensionals, right? Let's put one there, and I think we need one there. Let's do this. All right. Oh, let's do one more here. Okay, now I think we're good to go. So let's take off all these backings. And I was trying to find some Thanksgiving greetings that are current. I have a lot of retired ones, but I settled on, what did I settle on? Grateful for You. So that's the one we're going to use today, and it's out of that Artistic Leaves bundle. So that's what we're settling on. Okay, you can always look to see if you've got all the backings because it's shiny. I don't think there's a right or wrong with this, and let's see, which way do I want to? Let's offset it. Well, I think I'm liking it straight on. We're gonna go straight on, okay? All right, I've got my 1-inch scrap here, so we're gonna take some early espresso ink and let's stamp this on here. Tap, tap, tap. Remember, these ink pads, you need just a light touch. You're barely touching that. I know, Kathy. I love it when it fits together nice. And it's fine stamp. So I find I'm pressing it a little harder than normal. Let's do that again. I feel like it's not centered for it to, because sometimes you just press it quick. It looks faint, and I've been like pressing it a little bit more than normal. Give that ink time to absorb into the cardstock. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this up. Kind of want it here, just so I can judge a little better how much I want to angle this. I think like there. Okay, we just swing it here, right? Okay, let's add some dimensionals onto here. And we will do this. We went to the apple orchard again today and I got some more apples, so lots more apple pies and apple sauce in my future. Okay, let's grab some. Aunt Sally, while she's here, she's going to be all appled out. We made applesauce, and oh, the best pie I've had this year that I've made. It was yum. It was just absolutely wonderful. So, okay, so I'm going to try to put some in the freezer. There we go. All right, let's fluff up our linen thread here. And I don't know, do you guys think sequins on here? Maybe we could. I'm trying to think what. I don't know what other dots we have. That would be good. Let's see. I can't keep up what we have. Half the time I don't know if it's current or not. I don't know, what do you guys feel about sequins? What about these gold ones? Let's just kind of sprinkle. I don't know. I think we're going to just leave it the way it is. I think let the paper and the leaves do it. But feel free to leave me in the comment. I can always add that later on, right? Okay, let's look at the other ones that I've made, okay? So let's clean up this desk a minute. There we go. Okay, here's this one right here, right there. It just looks sweet. And then we've got this one right there. This is with that earthen toned foil, and this one I did double layer the die. And then finally I have this one right here using basic beige and early espresso, and I used a basic beige card base. And then I did this one with my team right here, and didn't realize that this paper is gone. I thought it was still in the last chance list, but it's gone. But what I love about this, it pairs really well with that new Christmas greetings, I think it's called, stamp set. So I love that. It goes with the Christmas tradition suite. So I thought this was nice. And then I don't think I shared with you, here's one of our favors that we had at our table from our retreat we did a couple weeks ago. Was this favor. My team member Wendy, she made all of these for everybody who attended. Cute little teacup, coffee cup, whatever, you know. So with some kisses, so that was sweet. And then my team member Sherry, she did the tags for our bags right here. So we couldn't have done it without every team member's help and participation in our retreats. So, okay, if you have any questions, remember to reach out to me. If you're watching the replay and you would love to join my team, I would love to help you with that. Choose some things for your starter kit. And also, don't forget, you can order at createwithnancy.com. Hit that shop now button and order some of these supplies so you can be making, let me share this box right here. So you can be making a beautiful box just like this, all right? Okay, can you see that? I never know which way to turn it. There we go. Okay. Okay, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed. You're inspired to go and make your own box today. And we will see you next Wednesday for some more Creative Ink. Thanks.